Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Race 2 of the Season 1 ORL Racing League in the Formula 1 category. And we're in lovely Bahrain this evening, so what should be a rather tasty Grand Prix. We've seen a lot of the drivers over the week in the practice sessions, and it's looking like it's going to be some tight-knit racing. You're with me this evening, Paddy, aka the Savage Scotsman, and alongside me and down in the pit lane, as will be every week, is Silly. Good evening, Silly.
Good evening.
How are you doing? How's the technical bugs getting to you this evening?
Yeah, I'm on a pretty ghetto setup, but we'll make do with what we got until I can get these gremlins wrestled.
Sounds good, sounds good. Does seem like down in the pits there is a slight radio derp, but I'm sure we're going to live with it throughout this race. It still should be a fantastic stream to watch. So we're going to have the typical 18 minutes of qualifying. Most drivers should get a couple of runs out of this, followed by, I believe it's 29 laps again of this wonderfully fast-flowing Bahrain circuit. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the drivers can really pull out the hat this evening.
It's going to be an absolutely fantastic race, I think. A lot of people have been putting in a lot of practice into this race session, so the qualifying is going to be unbelievably fast.
Yeah, I think it is. Not going to be remembering any times off the top of my head. We have managed to do the F2 in between the last practice session, and my memory's got a bit foggy since then. But I do believe there's a lot of drivers that were pretty close.
Yeah, I've got all the times here in front of me for FP2. Octopus was the fastest driver on a 126.515, followed by Scott, who, just caveat Scott's time, he did a 126.989, but he received a new wheel and pedals, the G29, recently, after setting that time prior to this session. So it'll be interesting to see whether he improves or goes back a little bit with the new equipment. That was followed by Fade with a 127.117. So that was the top three in FP2.
Fantastic. So, yeah, pretty close. As you said, with Scott with the new equipment, let's see if he sinks or swims with that. I do noted myself when I changed over the wheel, it was a rather, what should I put it, how would I call it? It was a rather interesting transition period going from the controller to the wheel, but I think over time it did benefit me.
It is a totally different experience, and yeah, it's whether or not he's put in any practice times on that setup prior to this session.
I think I was checking it earlier on. He was hammering some times in. We are running a little bit late on the start of the Grand Prix. I do apologise. I can see everyone's now just readying up in the lobby. So yeah, I did see that he was whacking in some laps earlier on. So he's definitely he's definitely been practicing. He's been trying to get his head ahead, get himself ahead for this session. My words are all jumbled up tonight, that's for sure. You can keep your straight,
My personal opinion. Yeah, my personal opinion on it is I believe he would have put in enough practice to at least be going as fast as he was, if not faster. We don't know what assist he was running prior to changing to the wheel, and we know having a piece of equipment like the G29, he's going to be able to lower his resist down even more, which is assist, sorry, not resists. I'm doing it like yourself. But yeah, that's definitely going to give him some time anyway, just that's prior to him getting fully comfortable with the wheel. Let's see if he's got that consistency over the race though.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's just see if he can string as many laps together as humanly possible. I do believe we were helping him out with some of the setups a couple of, I think earlier on in the day, and by the sounds of things he sounded quite happy about it, so yeah, let's hope we can get a good performance from him. His teammate Venom though, high expectations from him. He absolutely dominated the F2 yesterday. He's currently top of the standings in F2. Not a great first round at Albert Park, but yeah, he seems full of confidence this evening. Looking for some good things.
Well, it's the first time I'm going to say it this evening, but he set a 127.4 in FP2, but hashtag sandbag.
Hashtag sandbag! Never did get that emoji sorted, so we'll I'll need to get that one sorted. We'll be moving on to the pit lane just now. There we go. So let's go live into the pit lane and see what is going on.
Not a lot of movement from what I can see currently, but I imagine it's a dry session. don't know whether the race is going to be dry. Has anybody got that information?
It's looking dry at the moment. We are yet to see. We've got a few drivers coming out on track. The only one who's going to go out on the mediums to start with will be Bwandy. Everyone else has selected the softs. We do have a full grid this evening. So yeah, this should be rather interesting.
It's going to be incredibly interesting to see whether some of these people that have done the slower times, but we know faster races, can actually string some decent laps together here.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, a lot of them have had a lot of practice over the last few days, so let's see. Oh, we've already got. Looks like Bwandy's gone round in circles at the start already. Yep, Bwandy's had a little excursion. Not the best of starts on the medium.
It's a shame for Brandy. He's a very talented driver, and we expect big, but he just for some reason keeps making small errors.
Yeah, well that's it. And he wants to kind of look to avoid that. We've already got Simpans has already got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Stadium. Oh dear. And we've not even completed the first
well,
out
that's
lap
not the
yet.
best way to start off session.
No, definitely not.
Less than 5 minutes in, the 5-place grid penalty. That's going to ruin his race.
Yep. And you know, Bahrain, a fast track, but it's not the easiest to overtake on. Looks like
it's not the easiest to overtake on. I agree with you there, but it's a lot about ERS management and trying to stay within that DRS range of somebody in front of you.
Yeah, and
it's a very strategic circuit.
Exactly. Yeah, as I said, it's all about ERS management and tire management as well. You know, there's a lot of potential to burn through your tires real quick around here, especially as I said, middle sector, sector 2. It's not nice on the tires.
Yeah, and with a pit stop time of between 22 to 24 seconds, you're losing quite a lot of time if you have to come into the pits because you can't keep them tyres in a decent enough condition to last you the race.
That's exactly it. Just having a wee look at the moment to see who's going for fast laps. We have Alex at the moment, Alexander, he's going for it. Paul Bova's on one, Mariachi's on one. Little Hayes, the king of car, he's also on his fast lap. Fade's going for it. Looks like Chaz is just waiting. He's just getting out of the way of some other folk who are on the fast laps. Good man. Weasel's on a fast one. Goblin, Nexus, and Octopus are all going for it. The only 2 folk in the pits at the moment are Big Hayes, sorry, 3. Blaine is now in the pits. Blandy's in the pits. Simpans with his 5-second time penalty, and Big Hayes is in the pit at the moment. We've got Beth Jones in the chat, Ferrari team for the win. Well, let's hope the brothers can do you proud this evening, Beth. Their practice was fantastic, so let's hope they can emulate that in qualifying in the race. It was good watching them in practice, those 2 boys. That was really entertaining.
Yeah, a lot of people don't see that very often, but I imagine it's mainly people, the 2 Ferraris, trying to get a little bit of wheel-to-wheel action practice with each other, knowing that if one of them punts the other one off, they could just go and give them a dead arm. But it's nice to see in practice a little bit of wheel-to-wheel action.
Exactly that. And we've already got some runners in. Fade with a 126.5, Nexus with a 127.1. Octopus has just done a 125.7, 8 tenths quicker than his teammate. Up for the top spot right now.
Wow.
Exactly, Octopus is not hanging about this afternoon.
That's a full second faster than his FP2 time.
Hashtag sandbag.
Hashtag sandbag, and we're right at the beginning of this session, so the circuit's going to grip in a lot more as we come to the end of the qualifying session here. Are we going to see a 125 flat?
There is a possibility. There is a huge possibility. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. Scott in 4th, so that new G29 seems to be he seems to have got suited to that one pretty darn quickly. Stadium just a 10th of a second behind in 5th position. King of Kart 3 tenths behind further in 6th, then Alexander 7th, Burt in 8th, Weasel 9th, Goblin to round out the top 10 with a 127.6. But if you look at the times there, Silly, there is not an awful lot in them as Stadium goes a bit wide there.
Exactly as you said that all the time, it's just updated on my screen here, and we've got the top 11 all within the 127s, only 3 people outside that at the moment.
I think Welshie has done a 1:28.2 on the set of mediums. Let's just double check with that one. Kudos to him if he's managed that.
That's a very good time if you set that on the mediums, and a very good strategy as well.
Goblin, Welshie, and Venom have all set their time on the mediums. So kudos to those 3 drivers.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see if Goblin can go any faster here. He's obviously wanting to finish in the top 10 at some point. Otherwise, there's no point doing a lap on the mediums anyway. But I mean, from my experience with watching esports, the preferred strategy is a medium to soft, just a one stop. But I mean, that's not negating for safety cars and stuff along those lines. So it may not be best to qualify on those mediums if you want to actually be in the top 10.
Well, that's exactly it. I mean, the chances of breaking the top 10 in the mediums at the moment is it's going to be hard going, because the guys that are in the top 10 have all done them on softs, and they're not slow. So we're on board with Boandy at the moment. He's gone a little bit deep into there. Wiggly in that McLaren. And again, this double left-hander. Nasty under brakes there. You can go, if you've got your ABS off, then yeah, you can do a lot of damage to that front left tyre as you come into that corner.
It does hit the apex nicely and has carried a lot of speed onto this straight. One of the most important corners on the circuit there, turn 10 in sector 2, because it gives you all of this speed coming up to these fast right-handers.
Oh, ouch. Bit of a bunt there from Brandy, unfortunate. I think he's got away with...
He's lucky he hit. Yeah, he's lucky he hit with 2 wheels there.
Yeah, he's survived.
On the car and he can carry on.
Don't see a puncture either. Lucky man from Brandy, but that's ruined his lap. Chaz,
I was having this.
Sorry?
Yeah. Sorry to interject. I was just saying, funny enough, we had this conversation as team principal of Mercedes. I was talking to Blaine and Chazza prior to this session. And we was discussing about that corner where Brandy just lost it, and it's such a difficult corner. You put your wheels too much onto the curbs there, and it's going to send you round whether you've got full traction control or not.
Ah, yeah, you're totally right. As soon as you stick a wheel up on that curb, it just completely, the amount of energy that travels through to the back of the car suddenly, and once it goes round, you can't get it back. And we've seen that in practice. It's almost impossible to get it back as Blaine slowed up his fast lap. We've got Andromedic in the chat rooting for Nexus, who's currently in second spot with a 1:26.4.
Oh, we missed that one. Yeah, Fade was in second a few moments ago.
Yeah, Nexus.
So that's an amazing time by Nexus there.
That's right, splitting the Haas boys. As we just said, we're just looking at Blaine at the moment as he kind of cools the car down. Looks like he's going to get ready to go for another go. Chazza
You might see him peel off into the pits here and bang on another set of tyres.
Might do, but it's Blaine. Blaine's got a lot of confidence. He's really good at looking after the tyres on this car, and it does look like he's winding up for a fast lap.
It does indeed, yeah. Number 13 car there. Unlucky for some. It was unlucky in the last race. Can he turn that luck around?
Yeah, let's hope. So he does set a time on 1:46, but it was very much a cool down lap. Brandy is coming back out after that bump. Probably a first set of tyres. Chazza is still sat in the pits. He hasn't set a time yet. And Big Hayes in the other Ferrari, number 95, is also out, but yet to set a time. But it is looking seriously tight, those times, dude. That is ridiculous. You know, 4th all the way back to 13th are all in the 1:27 range.
Exactly, yeah. And Octopus, absolute standout of the field at the moment. Nearly a full second in front of Nexus. Let's hope he's got the consistency in the race to be able to continue that, because that's going to throw a massive spanner in the works.
There you go. And Hayes goes
in the Drivers' Championship.
Sorry to stop in there. Hayes, 95. Big Hayes with a 1:26.9 to put him in 4th place. Fantastic lap from Big Hayes there.
It's a huge time.
The thing is, what we're going to have to look at here is Simpaz. Even if he finishes 5th, his current standing, with his 5-place grid penalty, he will drop back down to 10th.
Yeah, that's going to promote Burt into the top 10. Is he on the medium tyres? Did he qualify that time on a medium tyre?
Let's have a little look. Softs, I believe. Yep.
Okay.
Nobody has qualified inside the top 10 with the medium tyre. Everyone's been out on the softs.
As expected, really.
Yeah, Chaz kind of needs to get out there soon and crack on with the time, I think.
Yeah, 7 minutes to go. It's going to take you, if you do a decent outlap, it's going to take you at least a couple of minutes to get round.
Yeah, I'd say once you leave the pits, get yourself around a lap. It's going to be about 3 minutes. Just over,
Want to
maybe.
leave himself at least the opportunity to do a second flying lap if he needs to.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't leave it below 5 minutes before starting a run, especially without a time set. As Boandi, by the looks of things, is going for it. He's 95. That was a bang on 127 dead on his second run on the softs there. So we're going to go on board with Brandy as he's hoping to get round this time.
Is Hayes still going around on the same set of tyres?
He did, yeah. He was only a tenth of a second off his fastest time.
I think that could be a strategical error for the race there. He should be boxing that straight away because these tyres, they're going to last you probably about 10 laps at best in the race.
Yeah. And you start...
The more laps you put on them...
Yeah, it's the more laps you take off of them in the race because you do start on the set of tyres you qualified with your fastest lap.
If you are in the top 10, that's correct. A little bit of a strategical error by the Ferrari boys there, I believe.
Yeah, he should have taken that time and backed out. But the top 10 has somewhat... Everybody is going faster and faster. So Hayes was at one point, fourth there? Fifth maybe? And it's all changed. Alexander's now in third, Fade fourth, Bart fifth, Weasel sixth, Blaine has put in a 7th place time of a 1:26.8. Stadium with a 1:26.8. Literally 5 thousandths of a second off the back of Blaine. You can't get much quicker than that. And then Hayes with a 1:26.9. So there's 1.2 seconds between first and ninth.
We was waxing lyrical a moment ago, or a few moments ago, about the fact that the top of 12 or 13 of us have been in the 1:27s. Now we're going down. The 13th place is a 1:27.1, and then you go down to Goblin on the medium tyres still, I believe, on a 1:27.7. The only 2 drivers that have finished laps have not entered into the 1:27s yet.
Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? And you're right, yeah, Goblin has done his time on the mediums. Venom has done 2 laps on his mediums to do a 1:27.7, so he's the fastest of the mediums runner. Chazza has still not left the pits. This is looking worrying for him.
Well, I imagine Octopus on his outlap is rubbing his hands together because his Nexus is leading at the moment. And he's nearly 6 tenths faster than him, or just over 6 tenths faster than him in the Drivers' Championship there.
Exactly. We've got a flood of drivers coming out. Don't see much activity down at the Mercedes garage, however, as Blandy pulls into the pits after abandoning his second run.
Maybe Chaz is just trying to save it for one more lap. Then I don't understand what's going on there unless he's got some issues.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He's going to have to do. We're going to go on board with Octopus though. Just coming through sector 2, shiny new boots on. He's wanting to stomp his authority on at pole position this evening by the looks of things.
He thinks he can go faster, and it's unbelievable if he can. A 1:25.7.
Anything's possible, but I don't think Nexus is going to be slow. He's gone out for another run as well. Obviously noticing that there must be time to be made. Goblin on the softs has gone up to 6th place. Venom on the softs, so 1:26.2. So he's knocked Nexus down into 3rd. As I was saying,
Octopus is down on this lap. He's down by 0.2 of a second, so he's not going to go any faster here in sector 3.
No, it's true, and he's not really going to have enough time to go around, get another set of boots on and go again. He is going to dive into pits. Maybe if his team can really go for it, he might be able to get another pair of boots on, fly around a lap and get one last quali in. Goblin 6th place with a 1:26.5 on the softs, so a nice effort from him. Chazza, I think, is going to miss setting a time, which is not very good, it has to be said.
Very peculiar.
Yeah. I don't know how we would usually act that, because normally there's the 107% rule, and if you don't run through qualifying, it usually has to be down to a DNF or a mechanical issue. So maybe the Mercedes is just misfiring or something like that. As King of Kart is stopped by the road. Looks like he's had a little bit of a spin. There's a little haze.
Yeah, pointed in the wrong direction, swings it round and gets back out onto the circuit. He's probably a little bit annoyed. Oh no, actually, I'm sorry. I was just looking at his time. No, he did a 1:26.6 up in 8th place. That's about 6 or 7 tenths faster than his FP2 time.
Yeah. So yeah, practice, you're right. Sandbagging like mad. We've just had technical feedback from the Mercedes garage. It looks like Chaza is having some GPU issues that are causing him to have massive lag spikes.
Oh, that's a shame.
So yeah, we might actually be down a Mercedes for the race as well, unfortunately.
And Blaine's only at 10th place. Who would have thought after FP2 that 10th place would be a 1:26.8? Absolutely unbelievable, considering there's only 2 drivers that went into the 1:26s in FP2.
Yeah, it's crazy how much they picked up pace in this qualifying session. We have noticed Paul Bova has left the session.
Well, hopefully he can rejoin before the race starts. He's got probably about 5 minutes to be able to get back into the session.
Yeah, we can hope.
Did he disconnect or did he crash out?
I didn't notice, to be honest with you. He might have crashed out. I do not see.
I haven't seen anything flash up on the stream itself, so.
Yeah, he must have had an accident then, because I don't see the car in the garage either, and it's not on track. So yeah, some issues there for the Racing Point boys.
Whoa, Blaine! Blaine goes into 2nd place with a 1:26.139.
Whoa, great lap there from Blaine then.
7 tenths faster than his previous time, as we were just discussing. He had a 1:26.8 in 10th place.
Just going to have to quickly send a. I think only Welsh can do that actually. Chaz is hopefully going to try and rejoin, but he's going to miss qualifying, unfortunately.
Which might not be such a bad thing. It's not going to be as bad as you can imagine. He's obviously not going to be able to finish up in the top 2.
Yeah.
Depending on how the race goes itself, safety cars and the right tyre strategy, which we discussed prior to the session, should hopefully work in his favour. Yeah,
it looks like there was a yellow flag in Sector 1 and Caparaz has dropped out the session. Hondor98 in the chat, which track is this? This is Bahrain. So just running the Bahrain Grand Prix this evening for round 2 of the ORL Season 1 F1 category. So yeah, it looks like we've lost Caparaz in Sector 1 somewhere, but he's going to sit...
Sorry to interject there. Fades on a fast lap now that the qualifying session is finished. Was 0.3 of a second faster than his previous fastest lap as he comes into the final turn here.
That was neat as well as he goes round there.
This looks like a very fast time. Where is it going to take him to?
Up to 4th, just behind Blaine, and Alexander pops in ahead of Blaine into 2nd place.
Where did that come from?
I have no idea. As Scott goes into 4th, dropping a 1:25.3 from Octopus. 1:25.3. You're hearing that right, from Octopus. What a lap!
4 tenths faster than his previous lap time, which was set right at the beginning of this session.
Next is down in 7th. Our previous, the opening round winner is down in 7th with a 1:26.4, and he's backed off his fast lap, so he will not get another run in.
Mick De Best, this is Bahrain, my friend.
Yes.
Welcome along to the stream. Hope you enjoy it. The race will be beginning in about 5 minutes' time, so strap in and get ready for some amazing racing. These times, Paddy, unbelievable.
Was not expecting this. We knew that we were seeing some sandbagging during the practice sessions and during the week, but I wasn't expecting sandbagging to this degree.
The top 14 drivers, Paddy. 1:26s.
Well, she got into the 1:26s. Now, here's the funny thing. I think Simpans, with his 5 grid place penalties, may drop behind Chaza, but we'll have to see because Chaza didn't set a lap. So
Yeah,
we'll
it's a
have to
shame for
see.
Simpan's there. We didn't catch it on the feed of what happened there. We don't know whether it was the driver in front that just did a little brake check or what. But we'll find out in the racing incidents after the race. But
Oh yeah,
it's a
no
shame
doubt.
to see a grid penalty in the qualifying.
Yeah, I mean, what do you know? It's a racing thing, so we'll just see how it goes from there. What we're going to do just before the race gets underway is we're going to nip onto the standby screen, and we will just, just relax for a little bit.
Wax lyrical about those times, unbelievable, and it's becoming a bit of a joke between us, Paddy. But I've said about the hashtag sandbag. It's unreal that only 2 people got into the 126s in FP2, and now we've got 14 cars in the 126s on race day.
Well, as you say, as we keep saying, sandbagging or practice makes perfect. They have gone round lap after lap after lap after lap this week, and it looks like it's finally paying off. Because it's Octopus, wow. That's all I can say about that lap time. That was fantastic.
Octopus in a league of his own, and he's currently sat in 2nd place in the championship behind Nexus, who's on 26 points. And
Yeah.
he's sorry, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't he have 2 cars in between him and Nexus after the end of the qualifying? There, I didn't quite catch it.
I think Nexus was down in 7th. He had a pretty horrible qualifying
7th?
session. Yeah,
Was in 3rd at one point.
he was, but then
He was in 2nd at one point, and then somebody jumped him. I think Venom jumped him, and then Blaine jumped him. Yes, so yeah, you're right. He probably is down into 7th.
he's looking like it. Yep, 7th place, Nexus.
Wow.
Unexpected stuff. So the grid
He's
will be-
behind Venom as well.
Yeah, there we go. Simpans has dropped behind Chaza.
Let's hope Chaz has sorted his FPS drops and can actually do something in this race today, because he's not a slow driver. He talks himself down quite a lot, but given a little bit more practice and there's talk of some new equipment coming to his setup in the near future, I reckon he could be up there by the end of this season.
Yeah, I'd love to see it as well. Chaz is such a nice guy, and for those who are unaware, he's also the graphics designer for our league. So not just a quick guy, he's also very talented when it comes to his artistic flair, something which I was definitely not born with. I'll tell you that. I would think a concrete block's a piece of art,
It would probably cost you £1 million anyway if your name was someone that was well known for artistic art.
That's it. I'll just find a brick, I'll put some Banksy signatures on it, and I'll make myself an easy dime. How about that then?
Exactly. I'm super impressed with Blaine today. We've given him a lot of stick for his inconsistent driving, and the clip that got shown from the Australian Grand Prix of where he binned it into the pit entrance has gained 170 views, which is more than any of the other clips that we've posted on the Twitch here. So I'm just impressed that he's managed to go out and do it today. He's done a lot of practice on Bahrain, and I don't know if he could touch Octopus, but a P2 is well within his grasp here.
Yeah, absolutely believe you're right there. I think his hardest critic is himself.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, totally.
Let's get the right things up. So we're going to go on board mid-pack with Nexus, our current championship leader, starting in 7th place in the Alpha Tauri. This is going to be fun, this race, because there is so many talented drivers in such a small gap.
Before the start here, just one thing I've noticed. Welshie qualified above Big Hayes.
Oh, he did as well. And we're off for the Bahrain Grand Prix. A very sluggish start from Alexander. Blaine's up in the 2nd, and he is pushing. Great start from Octopus.
Scott's had a good run off of the start there as well. Expect him to be going well into this first corner here.
Everyone looks to have got through there pretty clean. Oh, saying that, we have Stadium has gone round. Another horrible start to a Grand Prix for Stadium.
Play there, that's self-inflicted. That was self-inflicted. He took too much of the curb going through turn 3 there, turn 2, my apologies.
Yep.
And just spun up the rears.
It was indeed. Blandy and Chaza have chosen the medium tyres. They're going to go for a longer stint compared to everyone else.
I think that's a smart move.
Let's hope.
I don't envisage a safety car within the first 10 or 15 laps, so that's the perfect strategy in my opinion.
Let's see, Capra is up into 12th place. We have Forecast199 in the chat offering his support to the big man this evening in the Williams. This is fantastic how tight this field is being bunched up already. It is only the first lap, but it's been really clean, very consistent driving. Goblin and King of Kart get really cozy with each other there.
There's a Mercedes going past the Ferrari there, I think.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
It's Caparaz up the inside of both cars into 10th position. Fantastic from the Williams driver.
Is he going to make that stick?
He's done it!
Unbelievable.
Fantastic there. As Hayes has dropped into the pits.
He must have picked up some damage there on lap 1 then.
It's a King of Kart, it's Little Hayes.
It is indeed, yeah.
It does look like a front nose change, it is indeed.
Oh, that's a shame. Did he go onto softs there again now? From that angle, I couldn't quite work out.
Looks like it is yellow walled. As my timing, yeah, he's on the mediums. My timing screen's all over the shop.
Yeah.
We're just going to ignore what you're seeing on the side there. Some argy-bargy up here at the moment. We're on board with Big Hayes as he's right up the back end of Welshie.
Chasser has got past Brandy. Chasser has passed Brandy on track.
Yes, as well. There's a bit of argy-bargy there between Mariachi and Big Hayes.
I wonder if Brandy's got a little bit of damage here. It's very slow out of turn 10 there.
He is, but he's ahead of Chaza again. Chaz went really wide though.
There. Yeah, that's a shame. But just keep, as long as he keeps with Brandy, as soon as DRS is open. Well, it is already open, isn't it?
Should be this lap. Yeah.
DRS, that'd be great. Brandy's a fast driver. Chaz can come along with him. Stadium's back out into 19th, so I didn't see him box. Maybe he's picked up a little bit of damage as well.
Possibly, yeah. As Goblin has set the fastest lap in the McLaren, he's on the chase at the moment, right behind Weasel. Blandy's on a bit of a charge, just got past El Mariachi on the back end of Pobivas. Chaza makes a nice little dive up there. Ah, lovely stuff.
Oh, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Left him enough room. Perfect from the Mercedes driver.
Looks like Big Hayes. Yep, looks like Big Hayes has also been in for a wing change, so unfortunately the Ferraris are not having the best start to the day. Look at Blaine. Blaine and Octopus are running away already with this race. Blaine keeping right up the box. He's as we say, we keep saying the word redemption, but Blaine is definitely on a redemption drive after last weekend. He is push, 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 push.
Well, something I did notice about a lap ago is he was dropping behind. He was about 1.3 seconds behind, I believe, and now he's gained massively. So I don't know whether Octus has made a mistake somewhere on this lap or not.
You gotta remember, Blaine is extremely intelligent when it comes to driving. He'll be backing off, letting the car cool down, letting the tyres cool down, maybe gathering some more ERS. But he will want to stay within that. Sorry?
Yeah, me and Blaine have spoken prior to this race, and I know what his strategy is for like pit stop wise for this race, and I think it's spot on. He knows what he's got to do, and we've discussed multiple things, so it's perfect for him at the moment, in my opinion. Yeah,
absolutely. He just wants to stay within a second, so he gets that DRS that's going to help him, you know, obviously stay on the back of Octopus, not let him run off.
Keep that car in one piece. Don't make anything stupid happen this early on in the race.
Nexus is in the pits, swapping on to another set of mediums. He is, yeah. So Nexus has dropped right back, our championship leader. This has not been the start that he wanted.
Didn't see any front nose men out there, so that was just the tyre change.
Lap 4, awfully early for a tyre swap.
Yeah. I'm expecting the people on the softs, or qualified on the softs, to be in about lap 8.
Yeah, we've still got a good couple of laps yet before we are expected to see pit stops, so interesting indeed. There's a lot of battling.
Church just made a move on Venom there, back in up to 6th place.
Yep, looks like Venom just took it back. Yeah. And Weasel's right up in the gearbox as well of this on these two. Scott, well, his new setup up in 5th ahead of Venom, so that's a great start.
A good 2 seconds in front as well. I'm liking Scott at the moment. He seems to be very consistent in his lap times.
Yeah, a nice guy is Scott, really relaxed, knows what he's doing.
I don't think we've ever mentioned him making a mistake so far, apart from that Spinala in, was that FP2?
I think it was FP2, yeah, that he had a moment, a rather big moment, but he had one.
I think that was what prompted him to buy the new setup as well, wasn't it?
Yep. Burt has gone into the pits. Very early pit stops from some of these drivers.
Yeah, very unusual. It seems like these people have just been trying to get fast on the track and not been looking at their tyre wear or their fuel usage or ERS usage or strategy at all.
Yeah, they've just been gunning it. They've been sticking too close to the car in front. They've been sliding their car about, and they've just totally torn their tyres apart. So there is a possibility that some of these drivers may have to go on to a 3-stop strategy, almost unheard of, unless they want to use the hards at some point.
Look, it is the best to just put into the chat there, pit stop a day keeps the doctor away. Doesn't quite work like that in Formula 1, sadly.
Well, I think the more pit stops today, it doesn't keep the headache away, that's for sure, especially for the team principals of some of these guys. They'll be etching their heads as to why this is happening so early in the race.
Yeah, there'll be quite a few debriefings tonight, which I imagine some of the drivers are going to walk out with tears in their eyes, because the two Ferraris boys, 19th and 20th, they don't look like they're gaining on any time on anybody else. And if a safety car was to come in the next few laps, it pretty much negates the fact that they're already on the medium tyres.
That's exactly that. So we're on to lap 6 at the moment. Not much up at the front of the grid. Octopus has pulled out a 1.4 second gap on Bahrain, but they seem to be comfortable. The battles mainly seem to be down here in this midfield bunch between the 6th place Venom and 7th place Weasel, with Goblin.
Yeah, Weasel's on a charge today. He seems to be trying to make up for what happened last week, and Venom doesn't seem to be moving forward at all. He's spending too much time defending.
Yep. So we've got Welshie. He just seems to be on his own, doing his thing. Very much so, Welshie. Yeah, P11. He has gone up a few places, just doing his thing. Stadium's in the pits again.
This reminisces back to last Sunday, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Williams guys really on a bit of a pit stop mission. I think they're going for the most pit stops in the season award. I don't believe we have one, but we should make that an award for that, because definitely the running. Well, in 2 races, he's already done what, 6, 7 pit stops.
He did 4 in the first, and he's done 2 today. So yeah, that'll be 6.
6, and he's going to have to go again because he's just turned on the softs.
No way you're making those softs last until the end of this race.
Definitely not. 23, 24 laps to go. Not a chance. As he is hounding up the back of Hayes. He's going to get Hayes round here. There's nothing you can do. Hayes, just let him pass. This isn't your fight, buddy.
We should hope that you'd be sensible enough just to let him go here. Different tyres, different strategy.
That's it. And he did. He just got out of his way there. Good on him. They are, he's still got another 5 seconds to go before he's up behind Little Hayes. So yeah. Venom is in the pits. Looks like he's just coming out in a brand new set of mediums. He will come out behind Nexus.
Did a bit early.
Yeah, it's only lap 7. But so far, the racing has been clean. Blaine's down into 5th. He must have had an accident. We didn't see that. Let's put him right into the clutches of Weasel, who's pushing. Oh!
Yeah, and he's still on the set of softs, so he definitely hasn't pitted.
Yep, a little bump there from Weasel, managed to keep his front wing in check. Who's it? Oh, Blaine needs an invite. It looks like he may have got disconnected.
Oh, we'll be watching an AI driver currently.
It looks like it. Can I invite him? Just give me 2 seconds stream, sorry about this. Blaine. Why is this never an easy thing to do, Blaine? There we go. Oh, it's such a shame for Blaine. Oh! Octopus, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Wow. Fader's just come into the pits as well, along with Alexander and Scott. They're all in the pits.
Yep, Blaine's
Weasel
down.
now take the provisional lead of this race, along
Yep.
with Goblin, Caparaz and Simpan.
Oh.
Simpan's up to 4th place
Excellent.
prior to his pit stop, starting from the back of the grid.
Let's see if this will affect Blaine. He has gone on the hards. I don't know if this was his choice or the AI choice. Is he stopped in the pit lane? What's going on with Blaine?
It must be an AI issue of him rejoining the race. So that would be an AI issue.
Oh.
He's teleported him out onto track.
Oh!
Oh, the Ferrari. That
What?
must just be a distinct thing.
Yeah, what on earth is going on here? Blaine's all over the shop, but that's put him down to 18th and on the hards. He can finish the race like this, but
From what happened there, I believe that was him rejoining the session while he was in the pits, and it's just froze his car, sent him out onto the track. Completely not Blaine's fault.
he's got a lot of work to do. He'll be.
And I know for a fact he would not have wanted to be on the hards at this stage of the race.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll be kicking himself. He can go at the end on this, but he's going to A, have to look after those tyres, and B, that's a lot of people to get through.
No, I don't think he has to look after these tyres. He can probably push these to the end, but he's still going to be so much slower than everybody else on the hards. It should be a medium or a soft race, really.
Yeah, so technically this will be the one-stop strategy for Blaine. So if he can maybe keep a steady pace, he might get them back on the pit stops, but it does look like a connection issue has ultimately ruined his great work so far. It's unfortunate to see.
Yeah, exactly. And Chaz are up to 5th place at the moment as well. Simpans has come into the box, and where is he to? He's come back out in 11th, just been overtaken. No, he's still in the pit, sorry. Yep. Chaz are up to 5th before pitting, so he's one to watch. He's right behind Octopus, actually.
Goblin and Venom having a fight coming out of the pits there. Venom getting ahead of the McLaren driver. I have lost the timing gaps.
Yeah, the whole grid's a bit topsy-turvy at the moment, isn't it? Because you've got the ones on the soft tyres that have all boxed now, and the ones on the mediums are still going to be going now for at least another 5 or 6 laps, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Maybe even longer. Waiting for the safety car.
Yeah, it's not even been 2 laps, and Blaine's already lost 3 seconds to Big Hayes. Those hards are punishing him. He's going to be praying for a safety car.
Yeah, I imagine a little bit of frustration has crept in there. I don't want to go down and speak to him yet because I want him to just focus. He's gained half a second on Hayes now with this section of the lap.
So we'll look at it now. Weasel has gained 11 places. Capraz is 2nd place in the Williams, is just gone into the pits. He was 13 places up. Chaza with 14 places up. And Octopus is on a charge at the moment.
Oh, she has just entered the podium positions.
Oh, I've seen that.
This is a very, very solid drive by Welshie. We haven't really mentioned him at all, apart from how well he's been doing. He's not been involved in any incidents so far. He hasn't pitted yet, but he's just executing his strategy perfectly.
Yeah, exactly that. He's running his own race. He's been neat and tidy. If he can just keep this up for another 19 laps, yeah, he could come away with a really solid set of points here. And it's going to be fun to see what the drivers say afterwards, as Blaine is starting to catch up on Hayes again, but Hayes has then dropped off the back of Paul Boba, so I don't know if something's happened to the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, again, Blaine's on the hard tyre, isn't he? It's going to take him a lap or 2 just to get them up to the right temperature to be able to push as much as he needs to.
Nexus, oh, that was tight, but great manoeuvre there on Welshie. Got to remember, Octopus does have that time penalty, as Welshie goes off. No, as Nexus goes off the wide there. He's trying to break the slipstream.
Did Nexus start on those medium tyres, or is he already boxed?
He's already boxed, yeah. I believe so. Let's have a little look at the. I believe. Nexus has stopped, Octopus has stopped, Armstrong has stopped. So let's do this the easy way. The only ones who have not stopped are Weasel, Welshie, Chazza, Brandy, El Mariachi, and I think that was Brandy. Oh, we have damage to the McLaren by the looks of things. He spun it turn one.
Unfortunate.
Someone was missing an end plate there.
Yeah, Brandy looked like he was stationary there after turn one. I wonder if he had a coming together with somebody. I just missed it. I looked away from the screen there for a second.
Yeah, I actually don't think it was Brandy that had the damage to his McLaren. Someone up front has got a broken car. So I'm just going to get rid of that. One of these guys has got a bit of a broken car. I need to figure out who.
Alexander has just overtaken Fade. I don't know whether Fade is the one carrying a little bit of damage there.
Oh, it is. Oh, and we've got someone going backwards.
That's a McLaren again.
It was Brandy, wasn't it, again?
I think it is, yeah. He's down to 17th now.
Oh no, look where he is. He's stuck. Oh, front
going to bring out a safety car.
We have a virtual safety car. The VSC is out. Hayes is DNF'd as well. We've lost Hayes.
What's happened there?
I have no idea. We missed that one, but Hayes is DNF'd. Maybe that is what fully brought out the VSC, because Brandy's crash was well out of the way. Great timing from Welshie to get in the pits.
This is perfect. This is working out to the non-stoppers.
He's doing a one-stop. He's on the hards.
And so's his teammate by the look of things, isn't it? Oh no, sorry, we was on board with Welsh there.
Yep. Oh, Alexander, drive-through penalty. It's all heating up.
Chaz has come out on the hards as well. Chaz has come out on the hards just in front of Welshie there.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of penalties. So we've got Octopus with penalties, Weasel with penalties, Alexander with penalties, Simpans with penalties. Penalties for everybody.
Octopus, Weasel and Alexander are all pretty much going for the win here. Was Weasel stuck in third place? Weasel was first without boxing, out of the pit. I assume he's pitted.
Yeah, he's on the hards now, yeah.
Yeah, so he's managed to hold third position.
How has he managed this?
He was in first prior to the VSC, and he's come out in third. That's unbelievable.
Fade's down in 18th, however. Blaine in 13th. He's behind Welshie and Chazza.
Fade must have been the one coming together with Brandy there and gaining the damage, because he started going back in the field and he's come in for a pit stop, obviously, under the VSC, and he's lost a lot of time, so he must have had a front wing change as well.
Yeah, what would be nice to hear is to see what happened to Big Hayes 95, because obviously we didn't see that on the TV, but the Ferrari is out. And the other Ferrari of King of Kart is under a lot of pressure. He's in a bit of a Williams sandwich right now after just being passed by Capraz, and Stadium is right on his gearbox.
If you give me 2 moments, I'll trudge down to the Ferrari pit garage and see if I can find Big Hayes for a discussion.
That'll be awesome. Thanks very much for that one. So as we wait to see if we can get hold of Big Hayes, it's a big tight one here as the Williams are still battling that Ferrari. Capraz ahead of Stadium, and just behind them as well is Nexus, and oh, what a move around the outside of the Ferrari. Fantastic stuff here. Very, very tight battle in the midfield. Looks like Blaine's coming up on the back of Weasel. Well, she's catching up on Chazza as well, but this is a fantastic battle here because Nexus has now joined in and he's also on the hard tyre. As we see Stadium is trying to go around the outside.
What a fantastic battle there. Little Ace defending for his life.
It is as well, but it is letting Capraz away just a slight bit. Any feedback there from the Ferrari garage about what happened?
Yeah, I've got the Ferrari driver ready for an interview whenever you're ready to have a chat.
Oh, lovely stuff. So, Big Hayes, how are we doing?
Yeah, not too bad, considering.
Considering. Talk us through what happened. We didn't get to see it on the cameras. You're out the Grand Prix. Yeah, what happened?
So, yeah, coming round, I think turn 3, I think it is, or 4. There was a battle between sort of me, Paul Bulger, I think it was, and Blaine. And coming out of that corner, I lost it and hit a wall. But before that, a couple of dodgy moves by Paul Bulger. I won't say anything here, but it kind of put me off. I already had to pit once because I had the front wing taken off by someone. But yeah, no, just me actually going out the race was purely my fault, to be fair. I just lost it. It was a bit of I was having a pretty poor race in the first place anyway. But yeah, just one of those things, I guess.
It's pretty unfortunate because you did look like you were started out strong. Both Ferraris looked like they started out strong. And then we did see, you guys were falling back a little bit. We see your brothers also. He's back down in 18th at the moment. So not the day for the prancing horse.
No, not really. We're having some words down the radio to each other. But yeah, just one of those things. Again, I've been a bit unlucky. But again, no one's fault that I went out. It was just me being an idiot. But yeah, a couple of dodgy moves beforehand, I think, that probably need to get looked at. But yeah, that's about it, really.
Oh, well, it's heavily unfortunate. We're, nothing can say damn it like coming out of a race so early, especially when you started out so strong. But thanks for taking the time to pop in, having a little chat, letting us know what happened, and commiserations and better luck for next time round.
Yeah, no worries. I'll enjoy watching the rest of the race.
Yeah, go and know your brother. That's the best thing you can do right now.
That's exactly what I'll be doing.
All right, thanks very much, Hayes.
Catch you later.
Such a shame there for the Ferrari driver. Started so well and has kind of just unfortunately ran out of luck, because it looks like, I'm not entirely sure, I think Stadium just pitted.
Yeah, it is a shame. We did mention at the beginning that they've both had some damage or got unlucky to be sitting that far back on the grid. That isn't where their initial positions should be.
Yeah, and it's nice for a driver to just open up and, just say, I lost it on the entrance or the exit to a certain corner and put it at the wall. No blame being shed, just a driver putting his hands up.
Yeah, Venom's right on the back of Paul Glover at the moment. I don't know if you want to jump to that one quickly. He's 0.0. Yeah, so a couple of instances that are going to be put forward to the stewards after the race by the sounds of things.
So we're keeping an eye on Paul Bulba then to see what the stewards come up with. If Hayes has got the evidence, then it's a lot of weaving there from Paul Bulba. He just forced Venom off the track.
Yeah, that's more moves than are necessary to defend your position, especially when you're going against one of the fastest people in the session.
Let's just follow this for a bit, because Venom should get past him. Let's see if there's going to be any Daniel Ricciardo-like braking manoeuvres up the inside. There is. He's gone wide. Venom's going to have the power on the cutback.
A little bit of contact there coming out of the turn 2.
It's tight, but nothing too illegal. But he's just shutting the door well and not giving Venom that chance to come up the inside and get his car in the door. And that's fair racing. But what we saw coming up on a little bit. Sorry.
Yes, exactly what you was about to say there. Coming up on the pit straight there, that was unnecessary and.
Yeah,
the move should have already been done technically going into turn 1.
Yeah, you can't force somebody off the track like that. That's a bit of a no-no. The DRS is wide open there for Venom as he hunts down Paul Bulba. Will he go for him this time round? No, he's just going to sit behind. He's going to be smart. He's probably quite angry under that helmet right now.
All this scrobbling as well has brought Simpan's, Burt and Fade all within touching distance of that 10th place position. Oh,
we have a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3 right now. Oh, was that El Mariachi? Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Venom had a massive run on Paul Bover then.
We missed it for the yellow flag.
Yeah, I see. He's taken the position, but he's only just coming into sector 3 now, to sector 1 now. So it'll be interesting to see whether he did actually gain that position legitimately or whether he needs to hand that back.
It does look like it's legitimate. Paul Bova looks like he has just dropped back naturally. He's now behind Burt and Simpans.
Maybe he's run off the road as well then.
Yeah, it looks like Burt is the big gainer out of all that one. He's got past both the pink Mercedes and is now on the gearbox of Venom.
Yeah, Venom needs to get his head down now. Alexander, 3.6 seconds in front of him. He needs to really get a move on. Welsh doing amazing up in 8th place there, keeping Alexander. Jesus, it's not that difficult, Leon. Come on, just keeping him at bay at 3.5 seconds. This is fantastic from Welshie and Jazza as well, up in 7th place there, keeping Welshie a good 2.5 seconds behind.
Yeah, and the thing about Chazza is he's actually catching on Weasel. He's not letting away, and he's on the hard tyre. Chazza can go at the end like this.
And indeed,
I didn't notice
this is
that.
unbelievable. I didn't even notice the split time there to Weasel. He is well within striking range. He's in DRS. He's keeping with him. This is exactly what we spoke about in the pre-race briefing between the Mercedes drivers. He's doing a fantastic job.
He is as well. Scott has just jumped into the pits. That's putting Caparaz up to 4th place. Fantastic from the Williams driver.
After last week's debacle, yeah, unbelievable. He really has taken on board what was said to him and has put the time into practice this track and really get to grips with the game, because I believe he's new to the game as well. So that's fantastic to see.
Exactly, as we see, Fade has got ahead of Simpans. He's now half a second behind Burt the Shirt.
We just take
1.3 seconds.
A couple of moments to appreciate Octopus here. We haven't mentioned him a lot in the middle stages of this race, but he's currently sitting 16 seconds in front of Goblin, who is in 2nd place. Absolutely unbelievable, consistent drive by Octopus here.
Yeah, and he's just lapped Brandy. Let's have a little look at his tyres. Is he still, and I can't believe this for a second, there's no way he's done 18 laps on those tyres.
No, he's definitely
he's done a stop, yeah.
Yeah, he's going soft mediums.
So Stadium has done 3 stops. A few of the other drivers have done 2 stops, and Brandy, Mariachi, Paul Buba, Simpans, Alexander, Welshie, Chazza, Weasel, Caparaz, Goblin, and Octopus have all done the 1 stop. But it looks like Octopus will have to stop again at some point.
Looking at these split times at the moment, so Brandy's stopped. I don't know what tyres he's on. If he's on the hard tyres or the medium tyres, he could potentially drag this out to the finish. He's on the hards, so he could potentially drag this out to the finish. How many places do you think he would be able to get to the leader here if everybody else had to box again?
That is a tough one to call. It's quite a fast pit stop here in Bahrain, so I wouldn't say
22 to 24 seconds. I would say he could potentially. No, he's not going to jump that much, is he?
No, he's not at all. And the fact that Stadium's just got a brand new set of hards and Paul Buba's just stopped in for a brand new set of softs. Blaine, unfortunately, he's on a new set of mediums. He's only done 2 laps, but he's 4 seconds behind Mariachi, who is a further 9 seconds down the road from King of Karts. So,
yeah, there's going to be some drivers out there today praying for a safety car.
Oh yeah, definitely at this stage of the race. As Octopus, he comes in for his 2nd pit stop.
Well, that was apt timing, wasn't it? We were just discussing what his pit stop strategy would be, and yes, he's definitely going to be going onto the hards, the mediums now. I wouldn't imagine he would go onto the hards, but Goblin is going to take the lead here. I'd imagine only 16 seconds behind as he entered the pits.
Yeah, but he is on older mediums, so he may need to pit again, or he's going to be very cautious for the next few laps. But then Octopus is going to hunt him down. Nexus has just pulled up into 2nd place as well.
I wonder if Octopus had a little bit of damage there, because he's lost a lot of time in the pit stops there. That was more than 24 seconds.
He had a 5-second penalty, I believe.
Ah, of course, yes. That's what's dropped him down into 3rd place currently.
Watching Burt the Shirt tried to go up the inside of Venom.
Oh, Venom's just basically giving the corner away. No, he didn't. He went for the outer, the speed on the outside of the corner rather than the inside.
As Ricardo would put it, the old switcheroo.
That's the words that I was searching for and couldn't find.
How can you forget this switcheroo? Alexander's in the pits, Simpans is back in the pits again. The Racing Point's really not having the greatest of runs. Stadium, again, it's basically a role repeat of Australia. He's just been battered left, right and centre. He spent more time in the pits than he has on track, and he's currently 18th position.
Are you really going to make me go back to that consistency thing?
We're gonna have to make a tab of how many, we're gonna have to make tabs of how many words we use repeatedly during a stream, and I think consistency is definitely one of the most consistent words we use. There you go.
Exactly.
My puns are done. I'm going home for the night.
It's all very well being fast over one lap, but unless you can get through the traffic and be consistent in the race, you're not going to get very far. And this is what Stadium is proving 100% here.
Exactly. Capraz, his teammate though, has nipped into the pits. This will be his second stop, and I can guarantee he will be going on to the soft tyre when he pits in. Yep.
That's going to promote Chazza, Welshie, Burt, and Fade. And maybe Venom as well, actually, here.
Yep, Venom's up. Capraz is down to 12th. King of Kart manages to get him at the pit exit, but fresh pair of boots, fresh pair of softs as well for the last 8 laps of the race.
Yep, that's plenty of laps to make them softs work, as we're just watching Chazza one a little bit wide there.
Oh, I wasn't going to miss this one. Blaine on his mediums, on his angry drive.
Yeah, Blaine currently sitting in 14th position, going up against El Mariachi. Is he a new driver this season?
El Mariachi? No, we had him in Australia, I believe.
Oh, we did. Okay. Yeah, Blaine's still praying for a safety car to get this pack back together. I think he can do some work.
Oh no!
Oh, as I say that, commentators curse.
Every time, silly, every time.
Well, from my view of that replay there, he didn't look like he gained any wing damage. Nothing big looks like it's been taken off of that, which is, that's true, he's very lucky.
Very lucky indeed. Now, that was angry gear shifts. Big Hayes is in the chat. Come on, Little Hayes, Ferrari master plan. So we're expecting the Ferrari to spin any moment. Oh, as we go to the Little Hayes, he just starts to lose the back end there. Like, oh, almost spinaled.
Both of the Haze's are big avid watchers of the stream while they're driving as well, so let's not put him off too much. But yeah, spin it. We need some footage, please.
You watch this big. That was very well timed for Big Hayes. Please do not go through to your brother's room and then suddenly jar his wheel to the right. That would be awfully cruel. He is on for a point for you guys, so yeah, every little helps in this championship.
Yeah, solid drive by Little Hayes, if I'm honest. A little bit unlucky at the beginning of the race, but he's got it back into the points. It's all you can really, all you really want, really. The Ferraris and the Mercedes are both sitting on 0 points after race one. Chaz are up into 6th for the Mercedes, and King of Kart into 10th for the Ferrari. So at least they're crawling back something.
Yeah, but how long is that? How long is that gonna last? Because Capraz, fresh pair of softs. He's going to be hunting that pot.
On him, isn't he? Let's hope he races nice and clean.
Just TV.
Looks like Alexander's.
So it was Just TV in the chat. Blaine has chip-barmed it, this one, poor kid. Are you able to translate that? I have no idea what a chip-barmed is.
The closest thing I can think is lip balmed. If he was putting on lip balm while driving a Formula 1 car, that's probably not advisable.
Probably not. No, totally agree. Blaine is back up in 250.
Well, we can't repeat those words, Jish, I'm afraid. Himself.
Ah, right. So he's yeah.
He's had a little accident inside the car.
Yes. On board with Octopus as he charges down on Nexus for the lead of this Grand Prix on a fresh set of mediums.
Capraz overtook King of Kart, then King of Kart overtook Capraz, and now Capraz is back in front of King of Kart again.
And it looks like my client has crashed. Oh no!
It does indeed. It looks like the stream has gone down.
It has, because my game has went down. Apologies, let's try and get this back up as quick as I can.
No problems. You focus on that. Sadly, due to my technical difficulties, I don't currently have an ability to watch the race as it's going on. But with only a few laps to go, it's turning into an absolutely amazing race. Only one disqualification did not finish at the moment, and that's Big Hayes. But the rest of the drivers all doing extremely well to get around this circuit in one piece, which wasn't expected in the slightest.
Let's see if we can get back into this.
Yes, Lux Ghost. Oh no, 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 no. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's a shame, I'm afraid, my friend.
Right,
Technical issues.
I'm going to need an invite from somebody that's inside the game, unfortunately. Let's see.
Apologies for the mechanical keyboard sounds there, boys and girls. I'm afraid, sadly, due to technical issues, we're trying desperately to get back to the footage here. Be a storm incoming or something like that.
I'd say technical issues, we're just going to go with Codemasters. You know what they're like.
Advocate, so unprofessional. I'm afraid it's not within our realms, I'm afraid. It's completely server-side. We didn't disconnect on purpose.
Oh, lovely. Good man, Welshie.
Here we go, boys and girls. We're getting back into the session towards the end of the race here. Once again, apologies for the technical difficulties there. Completely out of our control. Let's carry on with the end of this race. And it's been an amazing race, hasn't it, Paddy?
It has been a fantastic race. As I said, it's just minor
malfunctions.
Issue. Yeah, exactly it. Of course.
We still got 4 laps to go. Nexus has taken the lead. Octopus there in 2nd place, and Scott sitting on the podium in 3rd. Sadly, Codemasters is not giving us the intervals currently.
No.
So we don't know how close each other is, but it looks like Scott is rather close to Octopus there towards the end of this Grand Prix. Well, that might have been a back marker. Can you see the gap at all to Nexus?
I cannot. It hasn't loaded up yet. I'm just trying to see if there's been any major shifts. Blaine's gone backwards a bit again. Him and Venom have gone backwards.
Down to 16th and 15th respectively, yes.
I think Venom, though, has came in for tyres. Chaz on 6th. Welshie behind Fade.
Yeah, only a second behind Fade as well. That's absolutely fantastic race from Chazza and Welshie here.
Yeah, done their teams proud. Should get some good points on the board anyway. There you go.
We've got the interval up for Nexus and Octopus. Octopus is only 2.0. Oh, he's on the back of him now.
Yep. 0.02 of a second right behind him. So this is going to be a nice tight end to this Grand Prix. Both of them are extremely fast drivers, extremely talented drivers.
I think Octopus might be shaping up for a move here. He looks to the inside, thinks a little bit better of it. It's a slightly better run out of that corner there as we're going into Sector 2 here, and he's right up his gearbox. Is he going to maybe dive bomb him down into Turn 10, or is he going to save it for the DRS zone straight afterwards?
Oh, we have Fade, I think, has gone backwards or gone off. Yeah, Fade's dropping back down the order, so he looks like he's had an accident in Sector 1, promoting Capraz up into the top 10.
Again, Capraz, great drive today, and King of Kart now up to 9th place. Salvaging 2 points for the Ferrari as it sits currently.
Yeah, let's hope we can keep it up. We have Shirt is all over the back of Welshie at the moment, and Chaz has pulled out a 5-second gap to Welshie, but it's also 5 seconds behind Welshie's teammate Weasel. So, he's sitting out on his own at the moment. Is Chaz? He'll be enjoying it. Only a couple of laps to go.
Yeah, Octopus has pulled out.
Oh.
Nexus is just holding the inside line going into the corners.
There was a little bump there. He's lucky he kept his wing.
I think he's going to be very close going into the first corner here. Nexus hugging the pit lane entry.
Octopus is taking the lead. He's taking the lead going into turn 1 before we even hit turn 1. Fantastic drag up that start-finish straight.
Yeah, he's on the medium tyre and Nexus is on the hards. I think Nexus should come away with this and just think himself lucky that he's ended up with a second place finish, because it wasn't looking good in the middle of the race there.
It wasn't looking good at the start, you know, starting off in 7th place. So to end up in 2nd, it's just kind of, you know, shows what his racecraft is like, and this should keep him top of the championship, but not by much.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's got the fastest lap currently. I don't think that shows it on our spectator view here.
I believe I can get it up. There we go. Fastest lap is currently held by Venom with a 1:28.869, but he is currently outside the top 10, so he will not get the fastest lap time.
Indeed, yeah. And yeah, it's going to be very close. Nexus should still stay in front, I believe, by a point.
I think it will just be a point within it with McQuarrie.
Yeah, Nexus had the fastest lap in the last in Australia, sorry.
That's right. Yeah, so that's right. So we would have had that single point. So McQuarrie in chat, or McQuarrie, MQCA. We'll just go with that one. Sorry. Come on, Octor. So yeah, Octopus is looking like he is going to be. I think he'll take control of this one now.
Yeah, I imagine him to pull out a bit of a lead here on the last 2 laps here. And
well, 15 laps. I would say 15 laps is Nexus done on those hard tyres.
Somebody just put in a fast lap there as well. I didn't get to read it before it disappeared.
Let's see. Oh, Blaine has had an accident again by the looks of things.
Time screens rather quickly.
Blaine has retired, unfortunately. No, Venom keeps the same fastest lap time, I'm afraid. But yeah, we've lost Blaine, unfortunately.
Doesn't look like it's going to be bringing out a safety car to end this race off with, though, which is a good thing. Let's hope the marshals decide that we can keep going here.
Simpans is pitting for some strange reason. It's not like a fastest lap's going to do him, being outside the top 10. Apologies for that then, Maka. Yeah. I'll get it right for the next 10 times I say it. So Octopus has now got a 1.6 second gap out, almost a 1.7 second gap out on Nexus. Scott behind him. Goblin is right up the gearbox of Scott, and Goblin's on the soft tyres, so he's going to be chasing for that final podium position.
Yeah, it's going to be very close here as we go on to the final lap of the race. I think he's going to do him down into turn 1 here. It looks like he's already passed him, but then Scott's holding on to the inside line.
Great racing there for the both of them.
Yeah, Goblin's on the soft tyres, whereas Scott's on the mediums.
Well, final lap.
Look at the gap he's already pulled off. Yep,
final lap. They're going for it. King Karts up the back of Welshie with a lap to go. But it looks like it's all going to be... Oh. Little Hayes was having a little look at Welshie there. Welshie was like, no thank you, sir.
He's pushing him into some mistakes here. It wasn't a great first corner by Welshie there.
Nope, and he's got DRS as the Ferrari. Around the outside, is he going to hold it?
Perfect car position in there from Welshie, just making him go the long way around and managing to hold it as we enter sector 2 here. Yeah,
it wasn't like he was like closing the door too sharpish on him. Oh, it was a bit of a lunge there.
That was a nice Daniel Ricciardo move, in my opinion. That was perfect.
It was wheel to wheel.
Yeah, they rubbed wheels, but it wasn't anything too extreme.
Yeah, I'd see nothing wrong with that.
As Welshie pushes him through turn 10.
Lux has just said Goblin has just discovered Lando's scenario 7 button to overtake Scott.
Yeah, it's a different tyre completely to the one the driver in front has got.
The thing is, Capraz is now on the gearbox of Welshie as well. So your race winner this evening was Octopus, second was Nexus, third Goblin, fourth was Scott, fifth Weasel, Chaza in sixth, great drive by Chaza. Burt the shirt is looking like he's on for a 7th place finish. 7th 8th for King of Kart, 9th for Welshie, 10th for Caparaz. Fantastic drive, ladies and gents.
The race. Unbelievable race.
Fantastic race, yeah.
We only had one VSC, only 2 non-finishers, both from their own mistakes. Some fantastic driving by a lot of the field.
Yeah, some really tight, close driving. That was a very entertaining race. You know, the top 10 were extremely close. Great qualifying as well. You couldn't put anything between these drivers this evening. Great watching. Fantastic spectacle. And hats off for all those involved again.
Indeed, yeah. It's unreal to think in race 2 of the season that we've got 18 of the 20 drivers finishing the race, and actually all 20 drivers turning up for the race in the first place. That's brilliant.
It's extremely brilliant. Let's see who's going to get today's driver of the day. Chazza, well deserved. Another one that I'm going to agree with. What about yourself?
100% agree with that. That's a brilliant drive from the new Mercedes driver, showing up his teammate who is potentially faster than him on a 1-lap pace, but Chazza proving that it's not all about being fast over 1 lap. It's about that race consistency.
It is indeed. Congratulations to Octopus, to Nexus, and to Goblin for the top 3 there. Great racing, boys. Fantastic.
Did you see where Weasel finished?
I think he was 4th or 5th. Was it 5th? 5th place. Yeah, Scott was 4th with his new setup. So cracking run there from Scott.
Team of the day for me, Alfa Romeo.
Alfa Romeo for sure. Raced their hearts out. They did really well. Obviously, the Haas boys.
Only team in the top 10 to get a double points finish.
Exactly. And unfortunately for the Haas boys, Octopus leading the way, but Fade, 13th for Fade this afternoon. Not the best was. McDis the best. Yep, an amazing comeback from Nexus. You're totally right. 7th place on the grid to start with. Didn't have the most amazing of starts, but pushed it to the end, and only 2.3 seconds behind Octopus at the end.
You're talking about amazing comebacks, though. Let's have a look at Weasel and Chazza. Weasel starting 12th and Chazza starting 19th to finish 5th and 6th respectively.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant drive by the pair of them.
Absolutely, they did all the management perfectly well. Tyre choice, running that ERS, running a good fuel strategy. So hats off to the both of them for a very clean and well-respected drive. Shall we look to interview some of the drivers?
Nobody in the top 10 got it. Yeah, we can do, mate. Who would you like to speak to? Would you like to speak to Chazza?
Yeah, let's get Chazza in here. We'll also see if any of the podium boys will be up for a chat.
Chazza, welcome to the live stream, mate. Absolutely amazing drive. From where you qualified after your technical issues to end up in the position that you finished, that was unbelievable.
I'm so baffled myself. From starting with 0, I was the only person on the grid to start with 0 qualifying lap. Started 19th due to one person having a 5-place grid penalty. I missed my start completely due to me just finishing off settings. So I was stood still as as 19th had already near reached the first corner. And from that point onwards, I just got into the mood, just put down good laps. Strategy worked out perfectly. I think Welshie's still annoyed at me because I leapfrogged him in the pits, which I think is still the funniest thing to happen, the leapfrog in the pits with me and Welshie. And then just pulled a progressive gap over Welshie. I think it's up to about 7 seconds in the end. And so just kept putting good laps in, and quite sad to see my teammate had a couple of issues. I say a couple as an underestimate, but...
Yeah, Blaine struggled a little bit in that race. He had a couple of come-ins together with a few people and made a couple of errors himself, and yeah, it was unlucky for the guy to not finish the race for the second session in a row.
Well, he also had constant disconnect problems. I think he disconnected like twice because he was in second when first time disconnected, and he came back and he was 9th.
Yeah, we noticed the AI was taking over. We thought he was going slow, and then realised it was the AI having a bit of a...
Yeah, and sadly he boxed exactly on the lap that when he was due to come in for a pit stop, so the AI put him on to hards, which really screwed his strategy over.
Yeah. I'm still mad. That safety or the virtual safety car saved. Like, I saved me with my strategy. Perfect, literally, bang on. Mediums, straight onto hards, finished race on the hards. And the best I was only looking at 45 to 50% around my whole tyres on those hards from lap. Must have been lap like I think it's 10 or 11 or 12, something like that, all the way to the end. Like, I nurtured those tyres.
Well, once again, Chazza, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us. So I'm going to pull up the race leader Octopus in a moment.
Yeah.
So
I shall say, well, thank you for everyone watching, and I also pass on to the next person. Well done, the race leader, and hope to see you guys next weekend.
Great driving. Thanks for joining us, Chazza. All right, let's see who we've got us. We also have Nexus is wanting to join us as well. So that's going to be fun. Octopus, first of all, thanks for joining us and congratulations on the race win. That was quite a dominant show from you.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel, to be honest. It was a bit of a roller coaster, I guess you could say. Like, obviously, I was doing alright at the beginning, and then got myself a 5-second penalty on the pits, which I literally called to fade before. I feel like I knew that was going to happen, and then yeah, I feel like the pace was good, but just I definitely struggled in the dirt, behind people. I feel like I was just outbraking myself a lot when I got behind people. But apart from that, it was a decent race, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Did you feel, with the time penalty, that was, speeding in the pits, is that correct?
Yeah. So I think I was probably like 5 or 6 miles an hour above the speed limit. So yeah, got a pen for that.
No, it's not too bad. But you flew it through the the rest of the race. You kind of took control. You had the second pit stop onto the softs, I believe it was, and from there you just ran your own race and to finish a couple of seconds ahead. Yeah, brilliant. I think that now puts you just a point behind our next interviewee in the championship standings with Vietnam next. How, do you have any confidence in Vietnam? Are you looking forward to that?
No, I do not like Vietnam. Not a fan of it at all, but yeah, it should be good. And definitely I wanted to give a shout out to Nexus as well, because his pace on the hards was really good. Like, to be honest, I was like, I'm feeling alright, should hopefully get him within a couple of laps, but he put up a really good fight as well on the hards, so yeah, well played to him as well.
Welcome, Nexus. Welcome to the channel, mate. If you want to respond to Octopus there.
Yeah, it was a great race, great pace on the horse, and I saw Octopus gaining half a second per lap on his last stint, so I thought, yeah, this is it. But he kept on. He was stable on the 1.6 second behind me. Then the last 5 seconds, he gained a lot more, gained DRS, and that's what's over. That was over for me, and then it was still great racing. I wanted to try to get him out of my my aerodynamic zone by going to the right. To the wall. But great racing. I had a big mistake with the qualifying tires. I selected the one I used, so it was a 30% soft.
Oh, is that why you were down to seventh to start the race?
I pitted in the fourth lap for the mediums, and then the virtual safety car saved me. So I put on the hards, and the hards I finished with 70%. So I was afraid of a puncture.
Yeah, well, 70%. You were flying on the 70%, and that was really good pace.
I did my best.
we had noticed from the overlay that you'd done about 16 laps on those tires. So kudos for finishing so close to Octopus at the end of that race. Your consistency's in a world of its own, Nexus. As we said, to start from 7th, to be so close to the leader at the end, hats off to you. A very well earned second place on the podium, and both of yous are. It's going to be a good championship battle between both of yous, I think. And just before we go, Nexus, your feelings on Vietnam, our next location. How do you feel about that? You confident or?
No, not at all. Vietnam is one of my weakest tracks, I think.
Such a shame. I love Vietnam myself. But we'll let you boys get away, enjoy your victory in your second place. Thanks very much for stopping by and having a chat with us this evening, and wish you all the best for Vietnam next week.
Yeah, thanks for the
Sounds
organization.
good, thanks.
More than welcome.
Thank you very much, guys. See you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
So I think the next one we're going to drag up here, we're going to have Goblin for third place. Goblin, good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing much better after that that race.
Talk us through it. Third place, fantastic result. You know, a bit of an up and down race through the grid for yourself. So yeah, just talk us through your kind of the emotions that you had from start to finish in that Grand Prix.
Well, I was pretty frustrated with myself for that qualifying. P8 is definitely not where I want to start the weekend. But I mean, that's where I started last race, and I finished the last race in the exact same place I finished this race. So I can't be unhappy with a podium again.
Well, yeah, it was. As I said, it was a very consistent run from yourself. You were, you know, very little in the way, if any, mistakes at all. So you got to be happy with that. Your tyre management looked fantastic. Just chatting with Nexus there, he did 16 laps on his stint on the hards, almost ran into puncture territory. And you were closing in on the softs really quickly. You think another couple of laps you would have had him?
Yeah, I definitely think another lap or two. I'm not entirely sure if Octopus and Nexus were battling, but they definitely seemed slower than myself on the soft tyres. It wasn't a great start, so definitely ending the race strong was what I wanted to do.
Well, yeah, and I said you've put in a hell of a performance today. I'm just going to quickly check to see if I can see where the driver standings are. You were already third, so you're going to continue to be third in the Drivers' Championship. You know, it seems to kind of a pattern's emerging between Nexus, Octopus, and yourself for the top three. Do you fancy giving up to the podium for anybody else this season? And what are your thoughts on Vietnam, our next destination?
Well, I'll be happy with just finishing in Vietnam. I think everyone else has echoed that sentiment. It's a difficult track. It's a tough track. Not seen it in real life F1 yet, so it's an interesting track. So it'll be interesting to see if it's another podium for myself, Nexus, and Octopus. Definitely.
Are you? Sorry to interject there, but are you looking forward to the rest of this season here? Because I mean, Nexus has got lucky a couple of times now, where he's made some errors and has managed to be able to get back to the front of the grid. Octopus has obviously won this race here, but then they're both not infallible. And you're Mr. Consistent, third place so far. Going forward, you keep that third place up. You're still right up there with those two to win the championship this season.
Definitely looking to stay consistent. It's obviously everyone's goal to win the race, but definitely the short-term goals, keep it consistent, keep staying around P3, P4, maybe bring my qualifying efforts up a little bit, but no, definitely if I can stay around the podium the rest of the season, I'll be very, very happy with that performance.
Yeah, all it takes is one disconnect, and you're gonna the person that disconnects is gonna lose a lot of time before they can get back in and take back over that AI car. So, I mean, you're doing the right thing, my friends, and you're putting on a great spectacle. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yep, thanks very much for your time, Goblin. Go and enjoy the rest of your podium celebrations.
I'll be
drink
enjoying
too
that
much
champagne. Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. So next we're going to go pop in and say hello to Little Hayes. He has requested a quick meeting with us, so we'll just bring him up into here. Little Hayes, thanks for joining us. Talk us through your race.
I did a stupid punt on Goblin on lap 1, and I had to pit. I was like about, what is a pit stop round here, about 20 seconds behind. But coming home in 8th, it's all right by me.
Yeah, can you talk
What
us?
a recovery drive!
Yeah, I was about to say it's fantastic for what happened at the start. Can you talk us through, you know, your brother's incident? How's that affected the garage as such? Ferrari struggling a little bit.
Yeah, but we both said before the race we've never really been fans of this track, so I think to come out with any points is a positive by me.
Well, that's a very good way to look at it. If you said if you're not really fans of this, you know, we've spoken to the other drivers about Vietnam that's coming up. What are your thoughts on it? Are you going to go with the normal, what everybody else is saying, and oh please God, no, help us?
Do you know what? I've actually done a few online sort of free lobbies in it, a few time trials, and I actually quite like the layout of it.
Oh, very interesting. A positive driver outlook of the Hanoi circuit. Possibly, you know, Scuderia comeback?
Well, can't ever count us out because we've got the Ferrari Master Plan.
So
Ferrari master plan is to shunt it in turn 1 and then finish the race at the back of the grid. It's not exactly a master plan.
but it is a plan. Don't take that away from them.
100%. And just scratching on that Hanoi comment you just made there, Paddy. One thing that I'm really intrigued going into next weekend is lots of people dislike the Hanoi circuit, so a lot of people haven't spent much time on it. It'll be very interesting to see whether some of these, I'll call them backmarkers, but I mean that in the nicest possible way, have maybe potentially put more time into the Hanoi circuit because they're neither one nor the other. And, you know, can these fast drivers spend a week getting up to speed with people that have potentially played it a lot more than themselves?
I think you've used one too many big words for Little Hayes and you've broken him.
Oh, I thought that was a question for Paddy. I think that's definitely a possibility. You can't ever rule out these new circuits catching a few, even of the experienced drivers out. And I think there are quite a lot of circuits out there that don't get much love. Singapore, Abu Dhabi. So they might not have been on raced as much. So, like you say, the newer guys might be focusing on them.
Exactly my thoughts as well. Personal opinion is I quite like Hanoi. I think it's a pretty damn good circuit. It's tight, it's pernickety. It's not as unforgiving as the likes of Monaco, for example, for a street circuit. But I generally quite enjoy it. It's a nice addition. Same with Zandvoort.
Yeah, they're all sort of nice, high spec and interesting tracks that have been added. It's a shame we couldn't see some of the actual tracks used in this year's F1 calendar, but I suppose that would have been a bit of a big job for Codemasters.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We can pray that this might be in 2021. Who knows?
Oh, I'd love the Eiffel Grand Prix. That'd be for sure.
Oh yes.
Bring back the Nürburgring. Right. Well, obviously, congratulations on getting some points. Probably a little bit disappointed you weren't further up the field, but you finished. You've done more than your brother. That's one up on him. You can go brag to him now and be like, "Haha, I am the best driver."
Next Sunday, you get the bigger roast dinner.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's your bragging rights for a bigger roast.
Extra potato.
Got more potatoes than him.
Oh, right. Well, thanks very much for your time, Little Hayes. Again, congratulations on getting the points, and look forward to seeing you next weekend.
Cheers, guys. Have a good one.
You too, buddy.
See you later, mate.
So, 2 left to do. We're going to bring Fade up, and then Welshie. Let's see, is my Discord's being funny? Give me a minute. Bring him up. Why will you not scroll Discord? Okay, I'm having.
Do you want me to grab him, mate?
Please do. I'm having technical difficulties with my Discord right now.
Yep, no problems. Uno momento, por favor.
No hablo español. Fade, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us what's happened. So your teammate Octopus, great win for you boys. The Haas team looking extremely strong this year. Yourself, however, I think it was 13th place. Probably not the result you were looking for.
I started at P5 and the race went good at the start until lap 11 when Wendy braked too much into turn 1 into the corner. I think he tried to let me pass, but I was right at his spot, so I drove into him and I got wing damage. And I drove into the pit and I suddenly was P18 on hard tires.
Yeah, we did notice that on the stream that there was a coming together between somebody and Brandy, and we speculated that it was yourself because you boxed straight afterwards. Must be disappointing for you.
Yeah. I could maybe got podium. I had good pace. I was up to 7th position on the hard tires. I could maybe I got 6, but I spun. And I pitted for the soft and tried to go for the fastest lap, and I got the fastest lap. So
sadly, you won't get a point for that, I'm afraid, because you finished outside the points-paying positions.
I got the fastest lap, so that's a point.
Only if you finish in the top 10 do you get a point for the fastest lap.
Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's been a rule for a good few years now in Formula One. But what you have done is stopped anybody in the top 10 getting a point. So it kind of works because you're stopping somebody else getting a point.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunate that you didn't get that point. Well deserved fastest lap. And again, just really unlucky with the race as a whole. At least your teammate, he got the victory. Haas is doing well in the constructors' standings. How do you feel about Hanoi coming up next, Vietnam?
I'm not a big fan of the track, but I think it's gonna be some fun and drive next week, and probably I can get some points to the team.
That's what we like to hear. A lot of the drivers are saying the same. They're not too confident around Hanoi. Should be an exciting race. And one thing I will have to point out today is we didn't have a full safety car, so fantastic to all the drivers on the grid.
Yeah.
As much as at one point you probably were really desperate for a safety car.
Yeah. I did it like 6 or 7 times in the radio. I think Octopus was very tired of me saying, please safety car, please safety car.
Brilliant.
But yes, as Paddy said, fantastic driving. It's a shame that you keep coming to these situations where you come out with some damage and it's dropping you down the field. But there's a long way to go in this season yet, so don't get dispirited. Keep on pushing, and we both believe that you've got the pace to be up there with the front runners. Just when karma starts going your way. Sorry.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, thanks very much for joining us, Fade. As I said, commiserations to the result of the race, and we look forward to seeing you next weekend.
Yep. See ya.
See you later. And I do believe we're on to our last interviewee this afternoon. Welshie, how are you doing?
I'm good.
You got some points. Good. How are you feeling?
I finished the race.
And you got points.
I know. Didn't get disqualified. I was so happy.
It must be Christmas for you at the moment, Welshie.
Mate, it's... First thing I want to say, obviously a race with no actual safety car.
Yep.
For the second race in the season, well done to everyone. Hats off, fantastic. That's exactly what I asked for in the pre-race meeting, and it happened. So kudos to everyone, fantastic drives, because I know most of you are watching the stream. But yeah, I really enjoyed the circuit. I put in what I think is probably going to be one of my best performances of this season. I don't think it's going to get much better.
Yeah, I mean, that was fantastic. It was a lot of close nose-to-tail racing there. It was just extremely exciting to watch. Yourself and Chaza had some fantastic races. A good points haul for Alfa Romeo as well today.
Yes, very happy. Me and Weasel were chatting about it after the race. He's quite a quiet bloke. And we were saying, both of us, fantastic. We both got points, both finished. Happy.
Can I congratulate you? I picked you today as the team of the week.
Nice one.
The only team to have a double points finish, and personally, I was waxing lyrical about you guys in the stream, and you both drove phenomenally well today.
I think
your strategies were perfect.
Yeah. I think me and Weasel, as much as we don't, we're not huge friends. We don't do things together, but we both have an understanding. We both know what we got to do. And I know he's quicker than me, and you probably saw I let him pass, gave him plenty of room so he could go across and chase Chaza, because I knew he'd get past him, and I could use his DRS to pull me closer.
And it's worked. That's what Team Spirit is all about. So we had the Haas boys last week, the Alfa Romeo boys this week.
Yes.
What's your thoughts on Hanoi coming up next? You had a bit of practice on it?
I've been watching the stream, and do you know what? I'm quite quietly confident. Because, I am scared of Hanoi, but in the same way as I'm scared of Baku, and I love Baku.
Baku's amazing.
I think, I've spent a decent amount of time on Hanoi because I know it's one of my worst tracks. But from what everyone's saying, it doesn't seem like many people have spent much time on Hanoi.
It is, as Silly was saying in the last interview there, it's one of those tracks where if you don't like it, you're not going to race it.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm 100% scared of it. It terrifies me, the thought of it. But I don't dislike it as a track. So I'm very interested to see what the podium looks like next weekend.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think? So we've got, Haas and AlphaTauri are starting to run away with it a bit. Goblin, great result from McLaren.
Oh yeah, they're ridiculously fast guys. I mean, for Nexus running how we did on the hards, that pace is you cannot match that. No one can match that on the day.
Absolutely
Exactly.
not. And here's a little fact: that's 2 weeks in a row that those three have filled up those podium spots, and the same kind of time difference between them. So they are very, very quick and very, very consistent drivers.
Yeah, I mean, we said within the first couple of races we're going to see how it's going to look, but there's a couple tracks that are Hanoi's that I think are going to change it up, and everyone's got their own specific favourite.
Exactly.
And they're gonna perform better at it. I mean, like Spielberg, I expect myself to do quite well at Spielberg.
We also look at the aspect that we're still running on Codemaster servers, and hopefully with F1 2021 comes out, now EA have taken control of Codemasters. Maybe we'll be able to have our own personal servers, but there's still that aspect that the server will kick you for no reason, as was seen on the stream today. So there's a lot of variables that can get thrown into the race.
I will say, I mean, it's me talking myself up. I think I only gave the 2 positions at the end. I did because I slowed down to invite Paddy back.
Appreciate that, by the way.
I was looking at it and I thought to myself, I'm just gonna have to throw it, and I did. It's important to get the stream going.
That's a nice little segue onto my next question for you, Welshie, actually, because I wanted to ask you before we finish the stream off today, as the owner of the league, how impressed are you with the drivers that we've managed to gain in the last 2 weeks and the quality of racing that we've managed to provide the viewers?
The quality of racing, I'm ecstatic with. When I started the league up with Paddy and then yourself later on, it was a case of I just want a place where I can enjoy racing, and every time I finish the race, I'm covered in sweat and I'm got a beaming smile. So I can't fault any of the drivers. If you look where I finished in the field, the majority are better than me, and I'm quite happy with that.
Thank God we don't have a face cam.
Exactly. Yeah, well, I am not wearing a shirt. I will tell you that now. I'm not wearing a shirt. But yeah, I'm just. This league has exceeded my expectations completely, and I can't wait to see what it's like at the end of the season.
Yeah, it is shaping up to be quite something else. And to be honest, I'm going to share your words there. It's more than what I expected in such a short period of time. 2 races in, full grids.
Oh God, yeah.
We've got the F2 building up as well. Yeah,
I suppose that's the perfect time to thank the audience for actually tuning in to watch our races. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we have enjoyed putting this spectacle on for you.
Yeah, thanks very much to all you guys out there. Thanks for interacting on the chat as well. It's fantastic. Everyone who follows, shares, likes, really appreciate your commitment to what we're doing here. My big thanks is obviously to Welshie for putting up with the patience with half the stuff that I annoy him with. Silly for joining me in the commentary box day in, day out.
Welcome.
It's been great fun being on this project with you guys, and long may it live.
Well, until I get bored with it.
I'll just say again, guys, if you join the stream late, if you scroll down on the Twitch there, you can see the link to our YouTube channel where the full race replays get posted. Go and jump on it, watch it again if you've watched it all already. If you haven't watched it all, go and watch the whole thing because it's been a brilliant race. Like, comment, give it a share. That'll do us a massive favour. Thank you.
Yeah, do the whole subscribble thing as well. We like that. We do like that.
We do love the subscribble.
Do love that subscribble. And on that note then, ladies and gents, we will be ending tonight's programme. Thank you again hugely for joining us. For all the team here, endless amounts of thanks. And we look forward to seeing you next week in Hanoi. And if you're hardcore enough, during the practice sessions during the week, because they are going to be fun.
Those are the fun ones. You get to see people spinning out.
Spinal!
Yeah.
I would advise everybody who's watching right now, tune into Hanoi next Sunday because it is going to be
and 100%, you have to shout "Good morning, Vietnam" when that stream starts. Got to happen.
I'll try and do it as.
Good morning, Vietnam.
You know,
Exactly.
I'll let Silly do it. He's probably got a lesser chance of being beaten across the head with something heavy by his missus.
That was a quiet one as well.
I'm not going to.
All right, folks.
Oh, please don't. Yeah, end the stream now.
We're going to end it now before the Welsh you deafens everybody.
I'm off. Thanks, guys. Thanks for the stream, everyone. Cheers in a bit.
All right, thanks for joining us, Welshie.
Oh, Welshie.
No worries.
Take care out there, lovely folks. Catch us all next weekend.